Do I even want to talk about this, actually? Random tangent. Like, this is where my mind is right now. In July through April, I have a credit card that'll give me 5% cash back for anything on PayPal, including sending people money. So I'm thinking I'm going to go read the fine print, but I could potentially go send people... Oh, God, they have the freaking vaccinator gun from TF2 on that picture. But they... For PayPal, I could do... Oh, my gosh, wait. Why is the camera so... staticky here? Like, it does not want to let me move. That's fine. But they, like, I can do any PayPal purchase, be it buying stuff or transferring money to people, and I'll get 5% cash back on it. So I'm tempted to tell my editors, hey, can I wait to pay you till July? So I can then just, like, get 5% cash back on what I pay them. I'll have to look at the fine print and do a test, but that would be fun, because then next year they'll give me an additional 5% cash back. So basically, I only have to pay 90% of their fees, and I get 10% back, you know? But Hippie, thanks for dropping by. Hippie, by the way, is one of the OFCRA devs. He was coming in to say that he is in this mission and that he can't stick around for obvious reasons. We'll go take a look at him in a second, but Hippie, thank you so much for the resub. I hope you keep enjoying the operations. I hope you get a kick out of this scenario, and I hope you do well tonight. So these are the French guys. Blue 4 is France. Great Britain is Op4. We've got a nice mix here. The French guys, they added some 2035 mods for the French content, and then 3CB is for the British on Op4. But otherwise, little weird tangents about how Liru tries to think of every little way to save a few pennies. But otherwise, Blue 4 has a bunch of transport trucks here. And then... yeah, I feel like when you do Shift or Alt, it should tab how quick you go, but apparently that isn't the case. And I've also had a few weeks of where I've had to respawn, so I've kind of lost out of touch with this interface. So they do have armor. They got transport trucks for these vaccine thing, for the vaccine boxes. A little bit of people getting kicked out, but they've got plenty of time to get back in. But we're seeing a good mix of FAMASs and some marksman rifles in the form of what looks like G3s. And then some people are just putting their hands in the air. I think those are just AI, though. But we got some nice ACOGs on those vehicles. 100 Years War 2021 edition. Yeah, pretty much, right? A fight for the vaccines. Am I going to continue the new DLC stream? Maybe tomorrow, Carmen. It's just a bad time right now because I'm really busy with my own IRL situation of buying my first freaking house. So it's incredibly stressful. Like, I'll wait till they start, but I'll give a story in a few minutes about why it's a pain in the ass. We got some, I think, M7, I forget the designation, but some Dragon AT launchers, which is nice. And then we got GPMGs with ACOG scopes tied to them, too. That's pretty nice. And then some GLs on the FAMAS side. I think it's M47 Dragon. Looking over at Op4 here. Yeah, basically nice 3CV stuff with L85s. I'm going to be honest, out of every assault rifle, like the L85 to me is like the bleh one, you know? But we also got some marksman rifles, some ACOG scopes. They are getting the vanilla NLAW. So I think the Dragon is not reloadable either. It's just a tube that you put onto it. But it's an ACOG scope fight. And both sides get trucks and simple transport cars here. So that's interesting. But it's a caliber. How would I put this? So the vehicles are identical in the sense of transport Vics and trucks to bring things around. Everyone has mainly a 5.56 battle rifle with 40mm. God, what are they called? 40mm grenade launchers for the squad leaders and team leaders.
If you want to race like
I think the only thing I see that's different is I'm seeing OFCRA getting M249s, which are just mini-me's. Whereas the French are getting full-on GPMGs, which might be 7.62 base. Let me quickly look back and find a machine gunner here. What's cool about OFCRA is they're all different. It's all different communities from around the world, so a lot of them are, you know, we've got Czechs in here, French in here, British group, an American group, I think a Polish group too. Like, so there's a lot of different languages you'll hear, but I'm pretty sure that's 7.62. So I think Blue 4 have a slight advantage with their machine gunners, but I would assume that OFCRA have the quicker fire rate, but we'll have to see. But I mean, the ACOG scopes are identical. The marksman getting 7.62 is identical, so it's a close mirror match, which is great because that just means it's going to be up to the PvP here. But if we were to look at the actual objectives themselves, here are the crates. So they had to specifically test that those cargo crates could be loaded on the backs of these flatbed trucks. So only one of these trucks can be used to capture one of these crates and bring it back at a time. So lot to work with there, especially. Why is Barb? What is Barb DMing me? Oh, damn, Barb. That came out pretty well. Barb has, he was working on a project, and it went really well. Hot damn. And, yeah, no. That's, yeah, that went well. That came out really, really well. Sorry, I'm a little flabbergasted on that. Just a lot I've had to deal with today. But yeah, for the most part, I mean, there's an odd number of vaccines, though. You have OFCRA's quick 3 to their base are there. Blue 4's quick 3 to their base. So I think, I mean, just based on the route, I feel like the French on Blue 4 have a slight advantage, because this seems a little closer to them, but I think this is going to adapt the British to be much more aggressive and try to go for, like, vaccine 3 first, maybe sling down to 7, because I feel like whoever's going to go out and try to get the farther ones closer to the enemy first are going to be successful, but there's a big chance that the trucks might run into each other here as well. Yeah, I feel like that's the case too, that ult stuck, but everything I do... Let me tab out real quick. Try that again. Yeah, so... It's weird. Because when I tab out, then it works normally, but that's fine, I work with it.
Merdi, tu m'accompagnes, on va prendre le suivant.
That's French.
Tu choisis le véhicule que tu veux, je te conseille plutôt les jeeps, vu que les camions ils ont peur d'avoir des masses de place. I
don't know, I took IB French. I understand French, but I cannot speak French. But we'll see how this goes. They still have another 2 minutes before the mission officially begins. I think this will be an hour and a half mission as well, and there's also the supremacy bonus, so if the Blue 4 guys knock out all the OFCRA guys to 5 or less, Blue 4 gets a point, but if OFCRA knocks out all the Blue 4 guys to 5 or less people, then OFCRA gets a point. Yes, the stream is far behind because we have to have a stream delay, because that's what OFCRA has requested from me. They're the only community that asks for something like that, but that's just how it is, to help prevent stream sniping and whatnot. It's funny, though. If you ever go to, like, a Russian event, or, like, a Russian community, they don't ask for, like, any stream delays, but, like, there is no rule about stream sniping. So if someone is streaming their POV, you're perfectly allowed to go and watch their POV, because they consider it, like, intel hacking. So you're allowed to go use people's streams to go find them out and then go murder them. It's really funny. It's another rumor about Arma itself, just Russian Arma. Oh, God. So this is their render distance. So they actually do not... That's a very CQB style render distance. Holy shit. That can't be right. Because that's literally like 300, 400 meters tops, you know? Like, that's crazy. But who knows? I think I had a story I was going to tell, but I already forgot it because my brain for the past few days has been on overdrive. This might have been it, but yeah, so I had to submit, because of how we're doing the mortgage paperwork stuff, it was easier for Bloodwing to just apply for the loan herself, because banks, like any financial institution, has a really tough time of trying to find my proof of income because of what I do for a living. Because apparently just my tax returns aren't quote-unquote good enough. Even though I have all my, you know, 1099 miscellaneous and all this other stuff. There we go. Mission has started. We'll see these guys start to deploy. Blue 4 is taking all 4 of those trucks. And Op 4 is going to take all 4 of their trucks as well. But it looks like Blue 4 got a bit of a quicker start there, so we'll watch them from the map. Yeah, so Op 4 actually has a more direct line to the MSR, whereas Blue 4 had to come around like that. And they're bulldozing signs and whatnot. But my bank has done everything like out of its way to throttle the fact that it doesn't want me to make the transfer of my half of the loan to Bloodwing, and it's really hilarious what they've been doing. To the point I had to I clear it with her bank that, hey, if I write her a big check, are you going to report it to the IRS? And they say yes, but we'll say that it's covered. It's for a loan, so it's fine. But yeah, it's there's been that. Oh my God, someone already died. See, this is why we mute ourselves after someone dies, because someone just killed himself. I don't know what language that was. That might have been French, but yeah, the okay. Blue 4 already has a handful of casualties. So does Op 4. Wait, whoa, 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 whoa. What the fuck happened to Op 4? Oh my God. But we haven't even started yet. How do both sides have an ARMA incident that quickly? Are you kidding me? Wow. All right. That just happened. I think you're allowed to go into each other's bases and steal shit, but both sides are down a truck. It looks like Blue 4 is already going to try to sneak around to go stop Op 4, but wow. Both sides having the same bad luck, but Op 4 having more bad luck. And you could hear someone very angry in the chat. So here's how they load the vehicle up. But my bank wouldn't let me export my my savings account, checking account for him, so I had to basically take individual pictures of all the documents and then compile them into PDFs because my bank would not let me export. It was so dumb. But anyway, back to that. What's the music in the background? 2 Up from Ty the Tasmanian Tiger. I just wanted something cheerful to listen to. I have several questions. Several. What? 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 Ooh, he just hit it and damaged it slightly. That's not good. I'm gonna laugh if he breaks it because he keeps ramming into it. He's gonna armor himself. That's a tough angle to do because of that, though. Russians will stream snipe you? Yep. Yep. It's just how it is. So Blue 4 and Op 4 are starting to run into each other on the north. I wanna see that again. Yeah, OFCRA's putting some forces way up high. Hot damn. Yeah, all's fair in love and war. Russian communities, man. All right, let's just... I like the sounds with it, but I still have several questions. And then there's no support. It just drives away. Like, what the fuck? Oh, my God. All right, let's see some actual PvP here. Mickey is literally on the side of the road, and three French, Great Britain guys are just staring at him. Mickey, my man, you're about to get headshotted by Mr. Dave. And he doesn't even notice. He's looking down the MSR. He's like, yeah, everything's okay. And, yeah, Mickey's dead. Mickey is very dead. You had a story about Russian Arma? Did I? I don't think it was Russian Arma, because I actually haven't played Russian Arma. I've heard stories of Russian Arma, but who the heck knows? Yeah, end of mission, 8 hours. Perfect grenade throw on Massacre here. Not sure if that was OFCRA knowing his position or firing a GL. OFCRA's committed a lot of forces to the north and not a lot of just transport. So at this rate, I don't know if OFCRA is going to be able to grab all of the vaccines, because the neutral one, I think, was grabbed by the British forces. Yeah, so they just have to defend that one. I think the British, yeah, I think the French forces are going to win this one, as long as they're able to defend their base. Massacre taking shots. There's Hippie, by the way, who came in and resubbed. Great guy. Yeah, so despite, wow. He is trying to hold his ground with that L85. That forced Hippie to pull back. I doubt Mickey's going to wake back up because of that mag dump. Oh, Don, I'm already going to go switch banks, man. Ugh, yeah. Just the amount of bullshit I've had to deal with. So, Massacre just fired a GL and hurt himself with his own GL shrapnel. That's... Poor guy. He's on his own trying to survive against God knows how many people. And that one, I think, went over that time. Yep, way over. Yeah, so they're securing the crates in here. And we still have people bleeding out in these two Vics that armored themselves. It's nice that they're pulling them into these cargo hangars, and this is how they come off. I like that you got the beeping with it, though. Alright. That makes me feel like you want to back it in then, so you can just plop it in the back. Oh, looks like Massacre got hit. Yep. Picked off as I keep wanting to call them German forces. The British forces pushed up. And then you got a blue fort garrison right there. So that means the German forces are going to have to make an attack on the base. I'm not sure if they're allowed to, though, but it would make sense. But yeah, OPFOR has a lot over here. I think there were plans for that other OPFOR group to, you know, probably go attack middle, but with them dead, it doesn't really give them a lot of options. So you got Zicky on his own back here. He is up a kill. Zicky is a very good player. I'm not sure who he picked off, but yeah, I think it was Adam then. Yeah, he's down. But yeah, I would not be surprised to see Zicky kill a bunch of dudes. And we're seeing skulls for the units on the unconscious animations, but yeah, when they leave the server, it's when it disappears. So I haven't seen that either, but white smoke right there. He's got a lot of OPFOR closing around him, but it doesn't matter if the French lose this fight because they're going to get their vaccines, you know? Like, that one's been taken. Number 7 was taken. Number 3 is currently being taken. And they've already taken number 4. So it's going to turn into a the Great Britain forces are going to have to rally and do a base attack and potentially put some guys on their defensive portion to hold their own. But if I was in the French category, I would probably keep most of my guys on defense. But let's see what Zicky's able to pull off here, because he is he's the equivalent of T5 Bay in Friday Night Fights. He can get a lot of kills, and he's very good on his own. You guys are seeing the magic of the truck being loaded. Yeah, right? It's interesting. And Barb, I appreciate the fact you think the music's a good choice. So we're hearing some shots from the right. That has to be Seal William firing from a building then. Sounds like he's a marksman. Yep. He's up a kill, because he was able to pick off Parthius here. I think when you see the, like if I were to click on Rigel here, you don't see the gravestones. So when you see the gravestones, that's when you know they're dead. You're having some really far overwatch from back here. I think they were, yep, they were picking off Zicky, but Zicky noticed the gunfire, popped a smoke, and is pulling off that position. Good call there. I don't make maps. I would only try that for like only another few years when I'm completely situated. Maybe one day though. Would be something nice to learn. So if Seal can look out the window and start engaging people, I think you could get a few good pickoffs, but we have Sixor here who just fired at, I believe, Mr. Dave and Lemur. Yeah, one of them definitely got hit. That was Mr. Dave, but he was able to pull back because the body armor is pretty good for both of these guys. Having some GLs get fired, but, I mean, if the 3 French guys here can get a lot of good kills, I think they're okay, but quickly looking here, they can't seem to load that one. They're going to have to find a different angle. But I think both sides have 3 vaccine crates. Yep, so there's 3 here. And then looking back at OFCRA, I'm surprised they weren't set to invincible either. There are 2 here. So where's the third? Because that one's been taken. That one hasn't been taken yet. Okay, so they still need to run a guy down and grab that. I'm not sure if Blue 4 is going to realize, but yeah, if the French are able to get another extra 1 or 2, then it's going to look really bad for the British forces. Alright, so Sixor is pulling back. You still have Seal over here trying to line up some additional shots. And Zicky is still up, but he is biding his time here. I am making an elaborate map for a 40k D&D thing, but it's in Arma. That's very TVA, though. Especially considering my current situation. Don't get me wrong, those magic trucks, the animation is great. It's kind of funky. So what are you shooting at, Roland? He's trying to hit Zicky, I think. And because everyone has an ACOG scope, I mean, it means they can do some pickup. Oh, Zicky just took a headshot from on the right there. I'd be willing to bet that car pulled up. Hippie got him, yep. Big ouch. Mr. Dave disconnected. Did Sixor get him? Nope, so I think Mr. Dave bled out up here. Because he got shot to shit. And I think he just bled out too fast. And wasn't able to be saved, unfortunately. So Blue 4 pushing up to this position, noticing there isn't a vaccine crate right there, but if they go to vaccine number 2, I think they're going to strike pay dirt there, because that one Vic's come back, and I don't see the 4th one yet. So are they still trying to mess around with this one? Yeah, I think they're just unable to load it, or they're turtle. Oh, they're gonna camp it. That's smart. But where OFCRA is deployed at this point, I'm not sure if it'll be viable. So Zicky isn't dead, actually, but he is bleeding out, because you don't have the a point on his gravestone yet. Yeah, this is going to be a quick OFCRA, which is great, because that means I can get back to editing. Just realized my tracers aren't going off. I think they just shot at friendlies. And they just downed Adam. And killed Adam. So who has the -1? Roland's back at 0. He was at, I thought he was at 1 for, yeah, I don't know, but they're now firing back too, so just massive blue on blue there. Adam is dead. I think he was actually picked off earlier by Zicky, so never mind, but wow. Yeah, the British are, I mean, that level of green versus this level of green, I think the backpacks are what's making the French units stand out a little more, but with the darker forests, I think the British have a little bit of a better advantage there, the OFCRA players specifically. But after this firefight, I think we're just going to see a massive turtling. I think Blue 4 doesn't want to push up any higher. And I think, yep, they're going to decide to load that truck up, and they're going to bring that back, and that's going to give the French players their 4th, and as long as they turtle, they'll be fine. So this might take a while, actually. Seal's on 2 kills. He might have been able to pick off Mr. Dave through the tree line then, if he didn't bleed out. But I do like OFCRA's positioning, don't get me wrong, it's just they're being very slow about everything. And that might allow the British to come up and get an additional thing. Again, it doesn't help that they lost the entire squad early on. That sucks. I'm surprised. Yeah, so Seal's doing a really good job of keeping his rifle in that building. Otherwise, this OFCRA group might have spotted him and started firing on his position. But they're definitely still looking. So you can't discount them just yet. Looks like they've got some OFCRA guys pulling back to potentially redeploy. So we are probably going to see a base attack. Alright, so I would expect to see the Great Britain forces rally and either directly push the base, which is why I think there's so many guys right here, because they're planning on coming around and coming to the base and trying to steal stuff. But at that point, they have to hope to either steal a truck or escort their own. I'm also surprised that neither team decided to stash the trucks in different spots. So this is going to be interesting. They got one guy on the Vic in front. I think he's the only one in there. But he probably saw this coming in, so I think they're going to think that... Nope, so it was multiple. They're going to think that there's an ambush in here. Because why wouldn't they? But it's literally just going to be a freebie. And after that, I think you're just going to see the French forces turtle for the rest of the op. Because at 5, that is, even if they lose the number superiority. What I mean by that is even if they get knocked down to 5 or less people, that 1 extra point that OFCRA will get won't be enough to win. So these guys just need to load that crate and leave, and then turtle, and they're fine. In all honesty. So we'll see. By the way, this match, it's been between Manshot, who is the head honcho of OFCRA, if I recall correctly, versus NASA, who is my correspondent to this community. So we'll see how they both adapt their plans. One OPFOR car is going all the way around. That's a bit of a wide berth there. Not sure if that's 100% necessary, but understandable considering the circumstances. There goes Zicky leaving because he did bleed out, unfortunately. Yeah, so they're not going to do the full drive. They're going to get up here and see if there's anything they can see from this canyon. So it's just going to be a matter of OPFOR. Ooh, so we have them moving up. They're taking fire, though. They're pulling back. That's the sound of a turned out GPMG. That looks like 5.56 caliber, though. Ooh, rocket just came in and hit the Vic. Reload shot doesn't really work out for him. Wheels are busted. McLean is still in the driver's spot. I think he went AFK at the worst possible time. He might be unconscious himself, or he's dead, actually. And there's just not a dead animation for it. I mean, we'll just look. Is he? Yep, he is dead. So there's still these other two transport cars, but Blue4 might try to stick around to get some kills. You still hear them firing off here. So the French are entrenched, but the British have a hill, but no cover. So I think the French have the advantage here, despite the British having the high ground. Remember, kids, it's only a weakness to have the high ground if your enemy's fortified. Anakin did not have any fortifications, therefore he lost his legs. So now you're seeing OPFOR reinforce. They might try to encircle his position and wipe everyone to get a try to get a numeric advantage, so they can then attack the base with superior numbers. Holy crap! Did you see that? Skypoo just getting the shit knocked out of him there. I gotta write that one down. Holy fuck. Wow, so it looks like he's savable. Does he have a... No, he's dead. He is... He literally got shot in the face and ragdolled up the side. His gun's still up there. Holy crap. Turtling is the term for when you defend your base and fortify it extensively. It's more of an RTS term. So OPFOR is still out here. I mean, if they're able to get pickoffs on guys that are exposed, then it will work out in OPFOR's favor, but... Yeah, they're also smoking this. I think they're trying to pull McLean out, but McLean is also dead because he had the skulls. I think they just realized. So these guys really, they just need to load up in their 2 Vics and pull out at this point. Because yes, they're fortified, but they're getting picked off from the tree line. Vexen is also down. Yeah, no, these guys need to retreat. They've lost 3 dudes, and they haven't gained anything except the vaccines themselves. So staying here is just going to result in them getting picked off even more. So, Zagel there also getting a bullet. You got Near Cheer firing back. He does have the marksman rifle. He is doing his best. Just isn't able to connect any shots. He's taking fire. He just took a hit, actually. When bullets impact players, they make a very distinct soundbite. So OPFOR, even though they've got the high ground and Blue4 has the fortifications, they're making great use of this tree line to fan their forces out and engage into the town. And it is costing Blue4 here. I don't know why these guys are still here. They need to just pop smokes and leave because they have the objective advantage. And you've got OPFOR's main force now coming around as well. They have a transport truck with them, which means they probably do intend to go raid Blue4's base. But Blue4 setting up a defensive line knowing that OPFOR has that force over there. We'll move to that firefight soon. The French forces just cannot seem to get any good GLs into that tree line, unfortunately. So Zygel here is checking Vex's body, but Vex is dead, unfortunately, and he's getting suppressed too. They do have an LR. They can still coordinate with command. By the way, I think a rule for this op was you're not allowed to steal each other's sides' radios. And OFCRA is bringing in a... Oh, so if this squad maneuvers south and starts pushing this compound before the French are able to escape, I genuinely think the British forces can completely wipe this group out, and that would start evening out the numerical advantage that Blue 4 is enjoying right now. But even then, I mean, you got a full sheet right here, scrolling down. OFCRA, little less, because again, they lost that squad in the beginning, but... I mean, if OFCRA can maneuver... They can get that back and just... Are they actually going to drive all the way around? Talk about a fucking road trip. They could even come from the southern rear and just push up to the north. But I see 2 trucks right here. Is Blue 4 going to load some of these back and move them? Yes, they are. Except, what is going on? Yeah, okay, so all 5 are here. They have a partially destroyed truck right there with 2 bodies. I wonder if they're going to move them to somewhere more safe, fearing a base attack. So with OFCRA doing that massive maneuver, it's just down to this major firefight right here. These guys need to make a plan and they need to maneuver, otherwise they're going to get screwed. And I think it's simply because they haven't been told to do something else, so instead they're just trying to hold here and be a distraction or something. I honestly don't know. An infringement. Wow, Don. Just like my puns, they're horrible, but still, it's it's funny. I'll give you that one. Freaking infringement. Well, infringement didn't really work well for Skippoo there. Got his head fucking blown up. You know what I'd love? Like, I love the Bloodlust mod, don't get me wrong. I wish, so you know how in Ryan Zombies and Demons there's a module where you can blow off the heads of zombies? Because how it works is there's a head model that is, you know, like a blown off head. So what it does is it, like modding wise, it just converts that head into the blown off head and it plays a gore effect and a sound bite. I wish we had that in base game Arma, where you could literally blow people's heads off. You wouldn't be able to do it for arms or legs because there's no way to do that. Because, you know, the face models are unique to that, but I wish you could blow people's heads off. Because that would be cinematic as hell, and I mean, at least for Ace, you would know if you can't, bring them up or not. You just stare and go, yep, they have no head, let's fix, let's get the fuck out of here. But yeah, the British, at this point, they have these guys locked down in the maneuver team. It's maneuvered to the right spot. They just have to keep pushing. But really, I think the French are screwed because they are not pulling out of this area. How's that an F and F? It's not F and F. F and F is tomorrow. Which, again, we're not going to be here for the EU branch, but I might make it for the NA. Because it's my father's birthday, and we've planned something nice for him. And I'll tell you about it in the NA branch. I don't want to say it here because I know my father sometimes watches my streams. Are you kidding me? They're gonna camp the doors. They're gonna bait. Why? If you have the objective advantage, why do a suicide defense like this? There's no, like, why not take the 6 of you that are still alive, load up in the 2 cars, and pull back? Like, I don't get it, because both sides probably have explosives, so they can just blow up the buildings, but... That's a uniform glitch, by the way. He does have it, it just looks weird, but... Yeah, I don't know why they're still holding this town. So Cheeseburger's gonna pull back. He's the machine gunner, but everyone else is adamant on staying. He pulled back with someone else. I mean, there's 4 seats in here. The other 4 could hold, but they're not. I guess they're just not following orders. I don't know. This is just a big waste of manpower at this point. I don't know why. Oh, I didn't know that the trench gun in Prairie Fire was full auto. Damn, you can slam fire that thing. Nice. Yeah, I made an hour-and-a-half video of literally going through all the assets, and there was still, like, stuff that, you know, there's another 30 minutes of content worth in there, but, I mean, already an hour and a half. That's crazy. Yeah, so the other OPFOR groups pushing, there's literally 2 squads worth. This is going to be 4 versus 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 4 versus 13. Last stand style like last week. The defending faction, they did a lot of casualties, but they all died. I think they're going to try to recreate that magic here. Don't get me wrong, if, what was that GL for, though? Is that a hunt IR, or are they actually, like, GLing? Nope, they're firing smoke in here. Yep, so they're checking bodies. They're going to double tap if they see anything. But the new meta, by the way, is if you can't drag or carry the body... first off, if you can drag the body but you can't carry, then your legs are crippled. But if you can't drag or carry a body, then you know they're dead. Because it used to be if you could see their inventory, but they added the fact that you can just quick loot inventories because players would use that to see if they could, if the person was actually dead or not without doing any medical. But now you could just do that. So Dominic's gonna come out and try to follow Royd Camper and execute him. Royd has no idea he's being followed because he doesn't hear those footsteps. He gets massacred. Literally mag dumps. Now Nubas is running in to try to stop Dominic as he runs back into the buildings. That's pulled everyone around. Meanwhile, this building... Golan's gonna frag it. Smart call. I think Dino just shot at Sky Online. God, this stairwell is hell to take, though. Drago's dead. Dominic also, I think, just got dropped by the marksman here through the window. Yep. There's only 2 guys left. Gotland's running up. They're breaching into here. I would frag it. I mean, they can be shot from the outside, though. Yep. Oh. Dino just shot at his teammate. I mean, there's a lot of confusion going on. There's grenades going off. They could have been shot from the outside, but what? What was the point of that? Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So it was a 3 to 4 person trade. So that wasn't too bad. Blue Force still has a slight numbers advantage, but I think it's cute that the 2 French guys died in each other's arms and head to head. Even though I think they're... Oh, God. You don't have to do that, sir. Gotland, you killed 3 of them. You don't have to make their heads even worse, but... They literally... one arm, legs in the air. But... I don't necessarily agree with that, in all honesty. So now it's just going to be a lot of waiting to see who makes the next move. OPFOR has 2 forces they can push. Blue 4 has 4, 5. Okay, no one died in that. See, yeah, OPFOR could have just demoed the buildings. Like, there was no need to do that breach. They could have just pulled back and just satcheled them. So OPFOR could have done that a little more cleanly, but Blue 4 shouldn't have done that in the first place. Thanks, Broadshore. I appreciate it. I'll let them know you said that. But Blue 4's combing this area. They have to wise up to the fact that OPFOR is going to do an elaborate flank around. But, I mean, Blue 4 is in a really prime position to get base attacked, but OPFOR is being extra cautious here, thinking Blue 4 is on the defense. That's why you always want to at least just send 1 vehicle up just to scout things out, so you know. And if, you know, it's clear, then you just charge in and take their shit. Because Alamos are fun? I mean, I guess. I'm going to do a head count real quick. Blue 4 has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19 players alive. OFCRA has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. I stand corrected. OFCRA has more people than Blue 4. So why did Blue 4 do that last stand bullshit? That's even worse than... So Blue 4's winning because they have 2 more vaccine crates at their base than OP4. Blue 4 have 5, OP4 have 2. There's the supremacy bonus where if OP4 knocks Blue 4 down to 5 or less people, OP4 gets a point and vice versa for Blue 4. So in order to win, OP4 does have to do a base attack, but if Blue 4 pulls all their forces back, realizing they can just hold their base and be fine, OP4 is going to have a really difficult time attacking, but if OP4 attacks now when there's no Blue 4 guys around, and I think OP4 is going to move in to do just that with half their force, which means they've got at least you know, a full squad of 10. I think they can do it. Now here's the real question. Do Blue 4 have those trucks back at base? Yes, they do. So Blue 4... OP4 could come in, repair that truck as well by taking the wheels, and take 3 and fuck off and win. But they at least need 2, so then they have a 4 to 3 advantage because there's 5 in here. So I wonder if Blue 4's rigged these to explode with explosive charges, because that would be smart. Prevent these from getting moved by any means. So OP4, I think, is going to try to do some recon, but that's going to potentially blow their element of surprise, because if any of these 2 guys notice OP4 guys are overwatching them, then they're going to pull all Blue forces back in the blink of an eye. I don't know. Henta IR, Jesus. What's that? Don't talk shit about channeling your inner Audrey Hotto, man, alright? Audrey Hotto is an inspiration to us all. For those of you who don't know Audrey Hotto, he went to Friday Night Fights. He did 1 round, and he holds the record for most kills in Friday Night Fights in a round, because it was a 3-way sector control with 1 sector. He was part of Blue 4. Blue 4 got crushed in the beginning. Audrey Hotto became last man standing, and then he won it for Blue 4 by eliminating the remnants of both teams. And it was amazing to watch. Absolutely amazing. It's somewhere on the main channel before I switch to doing PvP stuff on the Shenanigans channel. So OP4, I do appreciate that they are going to get recon done, but it's again, it's eating so much time, which is fair, because OFCRA, you know, it's an hour and a half PvP, so they have the time to be tactical. Don't get me wrong, it's just they don't know that they need to be quicker about this, because Blue 4 has way too many forces out looking for this OP4 force, because Manchote hasn't noticed that, it might be Mancote actually, but he hasn't noticed that Blue 4 is just going to flank around. And that is an OP4 guy, by the way. It's just a glitch, because there was probably a Blue 4 body in it, but it is an OP4 vehicle. But if Blue 4 spots this force moving in, which, I mean, they're looking in that direction, they can just call up on the LR and say, hey, we need you back at base immediately. I'm just trying to see if these guys spot anything. They're actually going to get a truck. Move away, but now, are they really going to dismount from there? Again, what could fix this is just have one guy do recon and see that there's, you know, no issue. But when you send more than one person to do recon, it increases the likelihood of you being detected. That's exactly what OFCRA wants to avoid right now. I get playing overly cautious, because it does make sense in OFCRA's mind, because Blue 4 has 5 of the vaccine containers. So they're expecting Blue 4 to be turtling like crazy right now. But even so, you should send one guy just to do the standard recon stuff, and he sees that it's clear. If anything, you should give it even more caution at that point if you don't see the defenders, because at that point you got to ask, what is the enemy up to? Done, it could be just wasting OFCRA's time. That's another potential, but I could see that. With imperfect information, if Blue 4 has a force close to OFCRA's base, and they might try to make OFCRA overcorrect, which is why I don't think Blue 4 has sent anything to go find where this force is, because I think I think that they think that OFCRA force pulled back to deal with Vaccine 2, so Blue 4 thinks they have a lot of breathing room right now to just play a proactive defense like this, but they're stretched way too thin. So I don't know. It's a toughie. We still have about 39 minutes left in this round. Actually, 49, because it includes the 10 minutes. So we're only a little over the third mark. But OFCRA is going to make a big push. Hippie's even checking his 6 here, because I don't think he believes that Blue 4 would not be doing a proactive defense right now. You do have some slight entrenchments being dug to kind of screw with vehicles that might cross in right here. Also, infantry might get their feet caught as they're crossing, so that gets them stuck right here for someone defending to then shoot them. That's a really nasty strategy, in all honesty. It looks like they're using giant trenches to also potentially clip into the buildings. Again, very nasty strategy. But I get it. Play to the meta. Some people are like that in PvP for Arma 3. See, here is where the opportunity is closing now. Blue 4 is doing a mass recall. I don't think it's because they spotted OFCRA. I think it's because now they're just going to play defense for the rest of the op. So OFCRA's opportunity has lessened. But I get why OFCRA wanted to play cautiously, because I think that Blue 4 would think to put a few guys over here to overwatch the airfield, especially like a marksman or something for recon, so they didn't want to just drive right up to him and get killed. Makes sense. Also, fun fact, this is proving grounds right here. It was integrated into this map as like the centerpiece. Food for thought. So yeah, with Blue 4 coming back and Command's dug some nice fortifications for them, that just decreases the likelihood that OFCRA is going to be able to pull this. But I think OFCRA is going to probably go all eggs in one basket to take this position. They got a team coming and doing recon, but yeah, at this point, Blue 4 is going to do their turtle. Or are they? Hold up. Is he going to turn into town or turn right? He has to turn right. Yeah, okay. So, I guess to hold that potential vector? Which means that this Blue 4 team's probably going to that bridge. Because they're relying on these guys to watch that road and then that force to watch that MSR. No, they're also going south. Are they just going the lawn way? What's over here? I guess just to check. No, they're gonna go take that hill. But are they gonna join them, or are they dismounting early? Did they just kill one of their own guys? Amazing. Or that was just a body. Who knows? No. That was, one One of the Blue 4 Vic that got armored was right here, so they pulled his body out, so they were just checking it. That's why. Oh my god, that skyline. I can't, yeah. Look, oh. Oh my god. That one particularly. There's a slight bump and you can see some right there too, but wow. And they're they're using all the tires to build a fucking wall. Oh, that's adorable. Yeah, but they're too busy fortifying. They haven't noticed that skyline over there. If any of these guys noticed it, no? Yes. Yes, they have. There's no way Rizbo didn't see them. He was looking in the direction with binos. Yep. And nope, that is... The heck was that explosion? I think that opened up with some AT, maybe? I don't think they'd want to destroy the vehicles. So Manchote, he's gotten under that Vic. He's hiding. That is a little glitchy right there. Okay. And now you got this team charging in. Yep. Blue 4's completely out of position here. You got some few guys that are turning around. OFCRA's going to do a dismount. They could be caught out of position. But instead, those guys are returning fire above. Hippie, I think, is also getting shot at from someone over there on the right. He's going to spot Jonathan when he breaches in, if he looks right. And he does not look right. He does not look right enough. Edberg's going to spot him, though. Hippie's going to cross his line, though. There goes Jonathan. Jonathan is dead. Yep. Manchote's doing a lot of medical down there. Someone has to pull the truck in, though. That's going to be risky because of those guys. Back to the house is turning around, engaging from the open. Not the smartest call there, but he is trying to get some pickoffs here. Blake did get... He's unconscious. He's not dead yet. There's no number on his tombstone. And so you got more OFCRA forces coming around, but... I don't know what... I know what OFCRA was thinking. I just don't understand what Blue 4 was thinking. They're trying to move the tires now. Possibly to repair these trucks to take more. Rigel's turning around. He's engaging what he can. There's only, even with ACOG scopes, that's, yeah, these are plus 500 meter engagements. I mean, the 500 meter engagement is to the airfield, but these guys are further back. So even with those ACOGs, it's going to be tough to get any kills. But they're still able to land some hits here, but that's at the shorter range engagement fights. Oh, that is cheesy. I know you run the community, sir, but that is pretty fucking cheesy, if you ask me. Flammable liquid, you say? Yeah, so the question is going to become, how much of these are they going to repair? Yep, so they're going to start repairing those. I don't think he realizes that he's clipping, though, because no one has third person, so he's coming out a little more. It's just when you're in there, I don't think it... Yeah, so he's fully crawled out of there now, and he's trying to pick units off. You kind of would see that you're in something. So yeah, the machine gunner's just buying time. Fact of the house logic he pulled in. He has the marksman rifle. That would be the best tool for the job right there. But Manchote is focusing on firing here. Rigel might hear those gunshots. Yeah, so with that truck they brought and this one, they'll be able to steal those two and go across the bridge, but these guys need to get shot. And OPFOR is actually trying to send more forces around. But they caught this vehicle out and actually eliminated 3 additional personnel. That is not going to be good for OFCRA here. Goatland, who pulled up around, he's trying to support, but he is, I think, alone at that point. So these OFCRA guys are trying to come to clear this forest out to buy these guys more breathing room, but it's not working out. And Blue 4 at this point, they're pulling, yep, they got to fold back into their VIX and go down there, but instead they're pulling further south. Why? What? They're retreating out of the AO. They've routed. Shameful display. Ansho finally got heard by Rigel and taken out. He's only knocked unconscious, but Rigel saw that unconscious animation transfer. Okay, never mind. All right, they all died happily ever after. Yeah, okay, cool. Forget I said anything. Well, wasn't expecting it to go that way, but it went that way. Anyway, back to the house, trying to get his second kill using that marksman rifle, forcing Blue 4 to pull off of this hill. This is going to buy... Oh, someone just got picked off. I think that was Clemen. Yep, he is dead. Shot in the back of the head as he tried to pull back. We're seeing some smokes get popped. Now is the perfect opportunity for these two vehicles to get loaded with those blue vaccine crates and pulled out of this AO. This is the lucky break that OFCRA needs to get back ahead and force Blue 4 to do another counterattack with 40 minutes remaining. I seriously don't understand what these guys are doing. I think they're trying to push back to walk around and do a counterattack without using their vehicles. If they use their vehicles and did a quick rush around and a dismount, I could see that. But on foot, that's going to be at least 5 to 10 minutes before they're even in position. And I think these guys are going to be out of here by 5. So I don't understand some of these calls at all. But at this point, OFCRA needs to put it in high gear. Have a force come back to... Actually, no, they have NASA covering their base. And this infantry team needs to find a Vic and pull away at this point, because they're useless out here. So, they might find this. Does it have its wheels? Yes, it does. So they could actually drive it back and get another Vic. Another vaccine crate. Pull that back. But at this point, OFCRA needs to maneuver. What are our numbers right now? All of Blue 4 ground command's dead. They're losing their advantage. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. 15 Blue 4 still alive to OFCRA's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. Yeah, that far ahead, I think OFCRA is going to be able to get this one. Now they're maneuvering the trucks into position. Back to the house, able to cover as Blue 4 is pulled back so someone can go out and grab that one transport truck easily. Heavy thighs end lives, yeah, right? Thigh highs are my demise. So I think Hippie, I think he should just grab it and go. Yeah, so he's not going to risk blowing it up. I hope he doesn't go south, though. He should take the bridge. Now, Blue 4, I think, have they pulled guys back, or are those just dead dudes? I think those are just dead dudes, unfortunately. I cannot believe Blue 4 is doing this on foot, though. That is, I think, the silliest tactic. I would say that's more silly than the frickin' last stand Blue 4 did. But again, both of those were Blue 4 ideas. But I'm surprised OFCRA isn't trying to push out and get that Vic. You demoed it? Okay. I mean, that's fair, because if you only get 2 and leave, that's fine. You know, I get it, but, huh. Weird call there, in my opinion. Oh, no. No, that's dirty. That's dirty. So you only get the points if they're in the purple zone. So they're gonna pull out all of the vaccine trucks and then demo the Vicks. So there's no way that Blue 4 can then score. That is horrible. That is so horrible. Because at that point, you're winning via technicality. Oh, that's so mean. It's fair, but it's cruel. That explains why they're not in a rush here. They know that this place is secure, so they just have to dead them, and then they can even die, and then blow up their trucks, and knowing that there's... Wow. As long as there's no way for Blue 4 to move it back into their control zone... That's dirty. I do wonder if they'll use the Hammond ejection seat, Auntie. God, one of the first memes ever on the Liru channel. We got one Vic driving around. Shay is on the warpath here with his his mini-me, fighting with some Blue 4. Looks like Blue 4 actually wised up, and they're now going to send their forces back to either take the Vicks and then drive around, or just go to the airport themselves. Oh, man. There go their points. It's fucking dirty. Let's see what Shay's able to come up with here. It's only him. Someone, I think that's Goatland's body. Yep. Shay in a 2v1, under pressure. Bandaging behind a rock. But did... Always it is here behind the rock. And will he breach around enough? He does not. Does Shay hear those footsteps? He does. Alright, 1-1. Snakes had to have heard those gunshots. Shay might have run out of ammo there, actually. Yes, he did. Oh, unfortunate. So he has no choice but pull back. He did get tagged a few times, but he is still alive. OFCRA has that team down here now. Blue 4's put a few dudes in this military base for some reason. That's a weird call. As if they think they're being followed or something. I don't know. Blue 4 are bringing... Yep, alright, they're going to bring the Vicks back and try to defend. So OFCRA might not have the time to move all these trucks. Move all these vaccines out. So Blue 4 might still be able to win it.
This is my longest channel that I am sub to. XD.
Dang. So OFCRA trying to cover, but Blue 4 has mobility with those vehicles. They could stop this whole operation, and even under fire, if they pop some well-placed smokes, they can save all of this. It's exactly what Blue 4 needs to do right now. That's how they can still stay in this game. But Lucifer Burge, thanks so much for the Tier 2 sub at 31 months. I am honored to be the channel you have been subbed the highest to. I hope you keep enjoying the operations, my friend, and I hope you're getting a kick out of this scenario. So Cheeseburger is with Snakes now. Hood is also maneuvering to position, and Shay is now in a 1v3 situation again. So right now, if the round were to end, both sides would be tied. But I think Blue 4 is going to be able to turn this around. Back of the house Logic taking some shots, but none of them landed. So now he's going to have to stay here and try to hold. He's going to catch one guy out of position. He'll probably hold this corner. Murdy turns around to only get tapped in the face. Able to get some shots on Fact, but he's still alive, though. Could wake back up there. Only chest shots, but 7.62, it's a bitch. And they're still loading. What's the time limit? It's an hour 30, but you have to add 10 minutes to this because there was a 10-minute safe start. So we're actually approaching the 30-minute mark. This Vic lost some of its wheels, actually, so it's disabled, so it's deployed its guys in the forest here. But that might allow Fact of the House Logic to keep picking off units. Because Rick Hunt's also down. It's just up to Az here. And that might have bought enough time for Hippie to move that last one out. Meanwhile, Shay getting a double kill on Hood and Snakes. It's just Cheeseburger who has the GPMG. Catches Shay out of position, but Shay going 4-0. 3-0. Who's still up technically? I thought he got another guy, but wow. I mean, yeah, one guy literally stopping a large force of Blue 4 from coming in. That's exactly what OFCRA needs to be pulling right now to maintain that numerical advantage. They just need this group to fold in and potentially some of these guys on this massive Overwatch vector to fold in. Because OFCRA, I'm not going to lie, we're kind of defeating themselves in detail, but thanks to actions that OFCRA's been able to take to get a lot of extra kills on Blue 4's force, they're able to push that number advantage that they already have. So that even if they're dividing their forces so roughly, it's not really doing anything harsh for them. So Zix trying to get around that wall. He took some shots. Got Blue 4 firing back. That's like a click, by the way, in terms of distance. Okay, about 800 meters, but still, it's pretty significant. Back to the house, another really good player, I think might have just, yep, knocked Zix out. And he is unconscious, not dead. So that first wave getting taken out. Murdy's also down. Rick is dead. And, yeah, OFCRA is going to be able to pull everything out of here. So they're loading that one now, and they're going to take these two out with no vaccine containers in Blue 4's spawn. I think they repaired the wheels on this because they're going to take the third one out as well. And, yeah, Blue 4 is not going to have any room to retaliate. That's going to be GG. Yeah, so he's just trying to maneuver that Vic into position. Its engine might be fried, though, so. What are we down to? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Not including the two guys down, so less than 10. Oh, gosh, and OFCRA is going to maneuver guys on the Overwatch vector that Blue 4 is trying to use and lose more guys compared to 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Yeah. No. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Yeah, still 17. OFCRA hasn't taken a single casualty since I recounted. And meanwhile, Blue 4... No, they lost Shay, though, so that's wrong. Either I miscounted by... Yeah, no, Shay died. But Blue 4's lost, like, a lot of extra dudes as well. Yep, now those trucks are going to take the bridge and RTB. And Blue 4 does not have any way to intercept. Because their leadership is broken. They put the wheels back on that Vic just to get rid of them, but its engine has to be dead. Because, I mean, Fact was still down here, right? Or did he die too? No, he would be with them then. Yeah, so he's in the Vic with them. And they have enough time to pull back with them. So Blue 4 at the end of this is going to score no points. Here's OFCRA. Shadow turning around, trying to pull his gun out. And I think he was able to get a shot on Montana there, but still goes down. Bentoit turned around only to get Hillary Clinton because he turned around again and executed. That's GG, guys. I don't see, realistically, unless these Vics are drivable, which I don't think they are, I don't see how Blue 4 can bounce back from this. I think that's it. I honestly, I think we're done, you know? Like, OFCRA is just going to drive those things back. They're going to blow up all the transport Vics and just call it a day. Because there's, unless that one still works, which I doubt, I mean, it's damaged, and, you know, if it did work, there would be no reason for OFCRA not to take it, but there's no way Blue 4 has the ability to load those crates back, so even if they make an assault on OFCRA has the higher number. I think OFCRA is folding all their forces back now at this point. Yep, it's done. think that's gonna be it, you know? Like, GG. Whew. Oh, and Ems has been making a bunch of awesome thumbnails here. So OFCRA is now overwatching with that other force here, but it's like I realistically do not see how Blue 4 can bounce back. We still have 25 minutes, but Blue 4 is just going to take the long road with their Vix, and even if they get intercepted, I mean, are there any Vix that can capture in here? Yeah, so they've barricaded everything too, so there are actually, but the only way Blue 4 would win this is if they rush over and remove all of the cargo containers from OFCRA side, but then Blue 4 only needs to lose. So how many guys do they have? 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So if they lose 2 more people, no, 3 more people, 8 to 7, 7 to 6, 6 to 5. Yeah, 3 more people. Then OFCRA gets a supremacy bonus, and they still get a point regardless of vaccine placement. So this is interesting because OFCRA lost an entire squad in the beginning. And they still won. And that's what I'm talking about with OFCRA. Like, just because someone gets screwed in the beginning doesn't always count them out. So I think that's what happened with this one. But damn, you know? Otherwise, rest of the schedule today, in 3 hours, we'll be doing the Paw Patrol op. And then 5 hours, if I'm feeling up to it, we'll play TMTM on the ground. But in those 3 hours in between, I'm going to be doing a lot of PvP editing. But wow. Just this was a tough fight. But OFCRA just showed superior tactics, and Blue 4, I really questioned some of their maneuvers. They had a great early game advantage, but they didn't capitalize on it, you know? Like, if you're going to go out there and get 4 of them, then you got to turtle and hold them. Like, that is the point. Like, that's what you got to do at that point. Because if you then spread your forces out, you're opening yourself up to being attacked. I think they were thinking that by holding this line that they would be okay, not realizing that OFCRA pulled left, thinking that that last stand would have pulled that force back. And I think it was just too much on assumptions at that point. It was too much on assumptions, and they lost for it. And you should never assume an Arma 3 PvP, because you're going to get screwed. So smoke coming out of that Vic, which means its engine was screwed. And seeing some fire still going back and forth right here. Little Tanker, I'm glad you enjoy it. Hope you keep enjoying it, man. But Blue 4 does have to be careful here, because if they lose 3 more guys, then OFCRA gets another point. I mean, that's just an extra nail in the coffin at this point, because I don't see Blue 4 bouncing back at all. They got 6-Or and Seal. Aren't they dead? No. Yeah, 6-Or on 4 kills. Seal's probably on 1 or 2 himself, yeah. So, yeah, OFCRA just pulls back and holds the airfield. And these trucks are still going up. They're going uphill, though, so it's going to be slow, but I genuinely think we're over, you know? It's done. Little Tanker, thanks for the 300 bits, my man. Hope you keep enjoying the ops. Hope you got a kick out of this scenario for what you're able to see. Yeah, so both sides with ACOGs, I mean, it's just going to be firing back and forth here, but OFCRA has the higher ground and they have rock fortifications where Blue 4 have a lot of open area. They're using their Vic to cover, that's why, but... yeah. Ooh, hold up. Rizbo is going to come up and try to flank. We might see an upset here. Dino got picked off. He's dead. Yep, so there's only 4 of them up here. And my tracers came back. Nice. "20 minutes remain." I want to see if Rizbo's able to get all 4 of these guys knocked out. Looks like Blue 4 can actually still drive those medical Vics. And at that point, they're going to have to. It's pretty cool in the back, though, actually. I didn't realize they were fully textured. I think those are 3CB assets. All right, Rizbo, he has the GPMG2. He's got the perfect weapon for the job here. TRP is prone back here. Rizbo's just going to walk up and start executing. Oh my god, and they were none the wiser. TFP heard it. He just saw Rizbo run back. Settler's none the wiser, though. Oh, but thankfully TFP was paying attention to his gun audio, and that localized fire also provoked Settler. Rizbo going 2 for 1 there isn't bad, but in this level, it's done, you know? So I only see 5 people at this point. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, because Cheeseburger was picked off in the town. So that's supremacy bonus to OFCRA. It's GG. Even if Blue 4 counterattacks, 5 versus what? 5, like 15 dudes. I don't think it's likely at all. Blue 4 dropped the ball. Yeah. All right. So honestly, not a bad match. This one was pretty cool to see, like, you know, a neutral CTF style and, you know, appropriate it to real world times right now with COVID. I thought that was nice, and we saw some good tactics either way. But I think I'm going to call it here because there's no way Blue 4 can come out of this. Unless someone channels the inner spirit of Audrey Hotto, but what's that's just going to yell at me anyway. So we'll be back in 3 hours. Thank you so much for watching. Go operate operationally. Enjoy the rest of your day or night. Cheers. Have a good one. See you next time.